In this video today, we're going to talk about how you can use your Roland vinyl print cut machine to make COVID signage for your schools. So whether you need door signs, floor signs, wall signs, or bathroom signs, we can use your Roland machine to make that happen. Let's go to the computers to see how it works. Okay, I'm going to use CorelDRAW 2017 for this project. You could use any vector-based software. Really, the most popular in schools is probably Adobe Illustrator, but Corel, Adobe, any of those will work perfectly fine. So the first thing we're going to do is import our files. I have them saved into a convenient folder here. And we just want to import everything as curves. And we'll put them wherever we need to. Next, I want to resize these. First thing I want to do is make sure that everything that's in there stays together and that it's all grouped, and it looks like it is. Same thing with this one. Everything is grouped. So I want to make these, let's say 9 inches. That is a good size. And we'll make them both 9 inches. Going to move this one out of the way here. Okay. So now we have our files in here. We need to add our cut lines. So to do this, we're going to make another circle. I'm going to make this just slightly smaller, as you can see, slightly smaller than the circles that I made. And then I'm going to copy it, paste it, and then I'm going to put these on top of each other. If you select both objects and then press C and E, they will be centered on each other. Okay. Then I'm going to do the same thing with this sign down here, but I'm going to make a rectangle with this one. And here we go. I've added our cut lines. There is a special Roland palette for these cut lines to be visible in VersaWorks, and we do have some videos on those as well that I can link as well. And we're just going to reposition some of these a little bit and make them in the right order. So the pink lines here, as you can see, I'll zoom in. It's just inside this red, and that's just in case the printer isn't calibrated perfectly. The cut line will still be in the red part of the sign without any white bleed. It's just a little quality thing I like to do when I make my files. All right. So I've got my files here. You can do that with any file. Vector graphics work the best. So something that's a PDF or an SVG, because they're infinitely scalable and they don't lose any of their clarity. You can use a JPEG or another type of raster image file, but the scaling, if you're printing on a larger scale, can tend to blur the edges a little bit. Once we have that set up, we're going to export this as a PDF. So I'm just going to name mine COVID Signage, and it's being saved as a PDF here, and I'll export that. I don't usually change any of these options. You may have to on your computer, but typically for me the default options work just fine. From here I'm going to open up VersaWorks. It's important with VersaWorks to open it as an administrator. It makes the cut lines and everything work properly. As you can see, I've already got one in there. We'll just clear that out. So come up to File, Add Job to Queue, QA, and then we pick our COVID Signage file. Next, we're going to open our job settings. We double click on that. First thing you're going to want to do is get the media width. Now, I'm not connected to the printer, but I know from being over at the control computer that it's 18.54 inches. And we'll make that adjustment here. If you click Get Media Width and you're connected to the printer, that'll automatically update. From here, we need to change and fix this. It's automatically clipped this picture to fit on the page, but we want that in one print. So we're going to click Fit to Media Size. The next thing we're going to do is come down to our clipping and tiling. What we're going to do is grab that bar, bring that up. We're just going to snug this in a little bit. It gives us a little bit more of a print area, and it'll waste less media as well. Now that we have that, we can actually come back over here and click Fit to Media Size again, and that'll make that a little bit bigger. Again, make a little more use of our media. Go to our Quality tab, You can upload a specific media type here. What that does is it changes the color levels of each of these different colors to match the white levels of the media that's behind it. That's really more important if you're looking for company colors and logos and things of that nature. For most of us, generic vinyl is going to be just fine. Then we choose our print quality. We have standard, which is 1440 by 1080, draft, which is 1440 by 720, and draft 2, which is 720 by 720. The difference is the number of passes and the amount of ink that's put down for each of these prints. I usually stick with standard. You're just going to get, it is going to take a little bit longer, but you're just going to get a nicer print and a cleaner overall print at the end of the day. The last thing I want to do is check my cut settings. You can make these settings changes on the printer, but I've been having pretty good success lately with changing them in here, and I know I'm calibrated to the media that I have in my printer, so I'm going to go ahead and make those changes here. This will be specific to your printer though. It's important to note that I'm using a BN20 printer, but this process would work the same on a BN20 or an SG or SG2 or VG or VG2 series printer as well. The process is the same. The setup of the printer is a little bit different, but the concepts are still there. From here, we're going to rip our file and hit print. So I'll see you over at the printer. Okay, here we are. As I said, I've got the Roland BN20 in front of me here. This is a 20-inch wide bed. That means it can accept up to 20-inch media. As I mentioned before, this can work on a VG series or an SG series. Those are 30, 54, and 64-inch printers, so you can make much bigger signs. What I've got loaded in here now is the wall flare removable vinyl. You could also use something like a glossy photo-based paper. See, that's got a nice gloss to it there. That's going to be great for posters and things of that nature. Or something like a calendared vinyl, which is going to be good to do smaller decals and stickers and things like that. So, I've got my file here, loaded up, process all the settings ready to go. And then all we're going to do is come in here and press print. Off we go. And that's all I had for today. A few simple steps and some easy tips to make high quality COVID signage for your schools. If you have any questions about anything we've done today, either the equipment or the process, please send us an email. Thanks for watching.